She has 100 guys blowing up her phone, liking every picture, dropping compliments, and promising her the world. But let me ask you this, why would she choose you? The answer isn't what you think, and today on Couple Phycology, I'll show you why it has nothing to do with looks, money, or chasing harder. It's rooted in something deeper, something rare, something most men don't even realize they're missing. Because here's the truth, when a woman has endless options, she doesn't pick the one who screams the loudest. She chooses the one who makes her feel the calmest. Think about it. In a world drowning in chaos, noise, and desperate attention, who do people naturally move toward? It's not the one trying the hardest. It's the calm, the grounded, the man who doesn't flinch, doesn't scramble, doesn't beg. That's the quiet power of stoicism. And no, it's not about shutting off your emotions. It's about anchoring them so deeply that nothing and no one can shake you. Now picture this. She fires off a text filled with emotion. Most guys instantly rush to reply with flattery, validation, or over-the-top excitement hoping to impress her, but not you. You pause, you breathe, you respond with calm clarity. That pause, that little space between her emotion and your reaction, is power. And in that moment of power, she feels something she doesn't feel with anyone else. She starts wondering, why doesn't he react like the rest? That one question pulls her closer. Women aren't drawn to the men who chase after their approval. They're drawn to the men who don't need it. Because when you don't need her validation, you reveal something stronger than charm. You reveal strength. And strength, quiet and unshakable, is magnetic. She will test you, sometimes without even realizing she's doing it. She'll toss little emotional storms your way, not to be cruel, but to measure your depth. If you react with jealousy, insecurity, or try to control her, you fail. But if you remain composed, grounded, sure of your worth, she begins to see you in a way she's never seen before. You become the man who doesn't compete, because you already know no one else can compete with you. And that's not arrogance, it's clarity. And clarity, especially in relationships, is rare. Stoicism doesn't train you to detach from people, it trains you to detach from outcomes. That's the hidden secret. When you're not desperate for her to choose you, she starts to want to. Why? Because now the frame has shifted. Suddenly, she's the one questioning if she meets your standards. That's how the script flips. When you live with purpose, when your words are measured but your thoughts run deep, when you show her that nothing shakes your peace, she feels something rare, safety. Not just the safety of being protected from harm, but the safety of knowing she won't be dragged into emotional instability. She sees a man who doesn't fall apart if she leaves a message unanswered. A man with his own life, his own mission. That kind of man creates the foundation of real attraction. That's what stoic men carry inside them. A center that doesn't shift just because someone enters or exits their life. She feels it instantly, and when she feels it, she stays. Not because you begged, not because you competed, but because you became the calm her chaos can rest in. Every man wants to be chosen, but the men who truly are don't chase, don't perform, don't fight for attention. They attract by mastering themselves. While other men spend their energy obsessing over her, the stoic man obsesses over his mission, his purpose, his inner world, his unshakable peace. And that quiet confidence speaks louder than anything he could ever say. That's how she knows you're different. Because when a man can lead himself, she knows he can lead a life worth joining. In the end, her choice isn't decided by her eyes or even her heart. It's made by instinct. And instinct is drawn to something rare. Stillness in the middle of a storm. You don't need to be her only option. You only need to be the one who never tries to prove anything. If you want her to choose you, stop chasing, stop competing, stop trying to shout louder than the rest. Instead, become the man who stands so firmly in himself that even her chaos feels calm around him. That's the man she doesn't just notice. That's the man she chooses. Because here's the truth. Options don't overwhelm women, chaos does. And in a world where everyone is louder, needier, and more desperate, the one who stays still becomes impossible to ignore. That's the man who wins without chasing, who attracts without begging, who leads without demanding. That's the man she remembers when all the noise fades. At Couple Phycology, we don't teach you how to play games. We teach you how to master yourself. Because when you master yourself, you don't just become attractive, you become unforgettable. And when a woman has the whole world knocking on her door, she doesn't choose the one who offers the most. She chooses the one who makes her feel the most at peace. That's the power of being grounded. That's the power of stoicism. And that's the power you can carry starting today